Welcome to the Israel Daily News Podcast. I'm your host, Shanna Fold, and I'm here to get you caught up quickly. I've got some top news stories for you today from Israel, and guess what? You're listening, so you're already on top of your game. Survive and thrive, people. Knowledge is the best weapon. Today is Thursday, July 24th. 2025 in the Gregorian calendar and the 29th of Tammuz in the Hebrew calendar. Now, let's get to the news. Thursday morning, 7 people were injured from a car ramming terror attack at the Beit Lid junction near Kfar Yona in central Israel. The Israel Defense Forces say all were soldiers. The attacker drove into a crowded bus stop, wounding 6 people lightly, 1 more moderately, and we don't have the condition of the 8th person. The attacker fled the scene by car and later abandoned the vehicle, escaping on foot. The police launched a large-scale manhunt with helicopters, canine units, and checkpoints set up across the area. 4 victims of the attack were taken to a nearby hospital, while 3 others were evacuated to Mayor Medical Center in stable condition. Kfar Yona's mayor criticized authorities, claiming the attack was preventable due to a failure in installing protective barriers at the site where the attack took place. After some time for checks, the IDF is returning to the July 17th strike on Gaza City's Holy Family Church, which killed 3 people and wounded parish priest Father Gabriel Romanelli, along with several others. They say it was an outcome of a misfired weapon, killing 3 civilians and injuring several others. The Southern Command launched an investigation of the incident and found that munitions accidentally veered off course amid nearby combat operations. The IDF emphasized the strike was unintentional and wasn't meant to target a religious site. In response, the IDF says it's updating its targeting protocols near churches, religious sites, and other sensitive locations to prevent future incidents. The coordinator of government activities in the territories, or COGAT, delivered humanitarian aid to church and injured civilians who were evacuated for treatment. Israel's foreign ministry expressed immense regret and stressed that Israel does not target religious sites. They pledged to continue providing transparency. The Knesset passed a declaratory resolution supporting Israeli sovereignty over the West Bank, or Judea and Samaria, however you call it. The motion passed 71-13. Despite the motion's failure in carrying legal weight, it paves the path of political momentum behind annexation efforts. Simcha Rothman and Dan Iluz, right-wing members of the Knesset, led the initiative, claiming it reaffirms Israel's historical and legal rights to the land. The opposing parties, Yesh Atid and Blue and White, which are centrist parties, abstained from the vote, while others, such as Re'im and Hadash Tal, which are largely Arab parties, voted against the motion. Supporters state the resolution reflects a national awakening after October 7th and calls on the government to formalize sovereignty and make the West Bank, or Judea and Samaria, official Israeli territory, which it currently is sort of a gray area, especially in the Western world. Critics of this vote are dismissing it as political theater, warning that it distracts from wartime leadership failures and undermines diplomatic stability. Child hunger in Gaza is worsening sharply, according to a new United Nations report that found nearly 9% of children screened this month were suffering from severe malnutrition. The European Union is warning Israel to urgently improve the flow of aid or face possible consequences, saying previous commitments from Israel's side haven't been met. The UN report highlights families surviving on 1 inadequate meal per day, with at least 20 children dying of malnutrition this year, 13 of them in July. Conditions at aid sites are still dangerous, with crowd violence, looting, and more than 1,000 deaths reportedly linked to chaotic distribution efforts since May. While Israel insists it's supporting humanitarian deliveries, it disputes the UN's figures and denies having a formal aid agreement with the EU. This is interesting because I'm finding more Israeli voices coming forward to discuss the issue of hunger and starvation just this week, more than at any previous time in the war. In fact, I just sat down with a group of of journalists and thought leaders, and a lot of people are asking the question of what is truthful and how do we respond to this in the media to the international stage. We're coming up with the answers as we get the facts in from all the organizations that are involved, including the State of Israel. Israeli lawmaker Orit Farkash HaKohen announced she is leaving Benny Gantz's Blue and White Party to join Gadi Eisenkot's emerging political faction. She will retain her Knesset seat to prevent it from passing to a right-leaning member of Gideon Sa'ar's New Hope Party, which could strengthen the right-wing coalition. She is the third one to do this. Her departure follows those of Eisenkot and Matan Kahana, signaling deep fractures within Gantz's centrist camp. Eisenkot has been working to unite centrist and left-wing parties ahead of the next election in an effort to challenge Netanyahu's government. I want to thank all of you for your interest in Israeli affairs, Israeli politics, our world politics. I also want to thank all of you who personally finance and fund the Israel Daily News podcast with monthly contributions. You can support us by going over to our new website, israeldailynews.org, and clicking on donate. The Patreon link is over there, and you can send us a monthly donation using that link. There's also options for a one-time donation. Our organization is operational thanks to listeners and supporters like you. Thank you to Marianne Vollinger for her monthly support. In response for your contributions, I'll send over a handwritten thank you note to show my appreciation. Follow us on social media at israeldaily.news. We're on X, YouTube, TikTok, and on Instagram. Our page just recently hit about 39,000 followers. You can also follow my personal page at Shanna Fold. My name has 2 N's in it, and I'm very sensitive about that. You can also find on my personal page some photos and a message that I shared from yesterday's Content Israel 2025 conference, for which I sat on a panel talking about the Israel Daily News and my efforts to create content here in Israel, what's been working, what's not been working, and my advice. So if you'd like to follow me, you can check that out on the personal page. In a long-awaited update, the suspect behind the botched bus bombing attack in Bat Yam has been arrested 5 months after the incident. The suspect, originally from the West Bank town of Tulkarem, was detained early Thursday by Israeli troops in the city of Nablus, according to the IDF, Shin Bet, and Israeli police. In the evening of February 20th, 3 empty buses exploded in parking lots in suburbs of Tel Aviv, in Bat Yam and Holon, their smaller cities, thanks to a quick-thinking passenger who had noticed something suspicious under her seat. The passenger quickly alerted the bus driver to pull over and quickly got everyone off the bus. As a result, no casualties were caused and everyone was saved. 2 more unexploded devices were discovered on additional buses in Holon, but they never detonated, and it was truly a miracle. Israel and the United States are launching a $200 million joint tech hub focused on AI and quantum innovation. The project plans to expand partnerships across the Gulf, with centers to be based in Tel Aviv and Arlington in the United States. The plan aims to drive research in cybersecurity, medicine, and climate tech, countering the growing influence of China, Iran, and Russia. The Institute for National Security Studies, or INSS, and AI and Quantum Sovereignty Lab, AIQ Lab for short, the project seeks to initiate a regional alliance stemming from science and innovation. Israel and the United States will be the ones to each contribute $20 million per year through 2030, with the project set to start in 2026. Leaders of the project strive to integrate allies from the Abraham Accords, including the Gulf states, and use their shared technological goals as diplomatic leverage. All right, well, that is it for today's show. Today is Thursday, July 24th, 2025. Tel Aviv has a low of 27 degrees Celsius and a high of 32 degrees. That's 80 degrees Fahrenheit for the low, going up to 89 degrees for the high. We are everywhere. Don't forget to sign up to our Israel Weekly News Wrap. The Israel Weekly News Wrap is a newsletter with the top 5 stories coming out of Israel from throughout the week. And of course, with a personal note from me at the top, you can sign up for that at israeldailynews.org. Scroll down to the bottom and put your email address in that little box and you'll get on our mailing list. It comes out on Sundays. I'll send you off with a song called Aneni Na by Kunda and Laor, a cousin duo in Jerusalem. Enjoy this song and have a great and productive day and an excellent weekend. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Pumping this love from Leva Olam. Beat Aleph Bet Beat Beat Bafanan. Deep inside the land of Zion, it's a dance designed to move everyone. So Yalla Kulam, put your worries aside. This beat is a sign, your body decides. Yalla Kulam, we won't let them divide. Jerusalem sisters all on the same side.
Wherever you are, truth in you lies. Wherever you are, lose your disguise. Open your eyes, have a feeling inside you. Aneni na na ya, aneni na ya, aneni na na ya, aneni. Aneni na na ya, aneni na ya, aneni na na ya, aneni.
Deep in the dark, nadlik et haner. Shalhevet ya burning eternal flare. Jerusalem daughter, hands in the air. Jerusalem daughter, lehi toel. Yalla kulam, no fear in your eyes. Moving together are like multiply. Yalla kulam, we won't let them divide. Jerusalem people are on the same side.
Wherever you